Hey, this is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com. Today is Friday, June the 8th. If you're looking for yesterday's video, you can't find it. Well, it's because I didn't do one. Sorry. But I'm still trying to get closed on this house that I'm doing, and every day I think I'm done with this thing and it's something else. So now we're set to close on Monday. Hopefully that's going to happen. Before we get started, a couple other just kind of housekeeping things. I will be going I can't remember if I leave Thursday or Friday of next week, but I will be going to Brazil for my annual trip to Brazil. Anybody that's been around knows that I usually go every year. And so there won't be any lessons during that period. I'm gone for about 2 weeks, so we usually just shut the whole office down here for that couple of weeks, and not much happens around here. Everybody takes vacation, so I'll definitely be gone. No chart lessons, and I will be available by email. I probably won't answer very many unless it's something important with the website or something, or somebody makes a purchase and can't get their manual or something like that. Other than that, I probably won't even answer any emails. So don't waste your time sending me any during that 2 week period, because I need a middle break. I really do. So get that out of the way. I'm not sure what day I'm leaving yet, but I'll give everybody a heads up before I head out. And I think I'm leaving Thursday or Friday, but I probably won't do a chart lesson the day before because I probably won't trade that day. I'll be busy packing and so forth. So I know we'll probably do a chart lesson Monday and Tuesday, but after that it's kind of open at this point, but we'll see. So let's talk about a couple other quick things, and I'll show you the trades that I saw today. Somebody asked me about what level do I view the charts, and generally when I'm trading, I'm looking at it just about like this, or I may, when I go in to actually hone in to make the trade, I might hone into this like right here. But you got to back out occasionally, because you have to know where your former support and resistance is. And just like right here, you had resistance across there, and look where price is stalled right there. So that's important. And then here's your high of the day. Of course, this line across here, and you see that's exactly where we closed today. So it's important that you know where all this resistance is. So you got to back out and look back, and you knew your support was down in here because there it is from yesterday. And so you definitely have to know where your support and resistance is. So for that reason, I'm constantly moving my chart in and out. But when I get ready to make a trade, I'm probably going to look at it about like this right here, and that way I can still see maybe the next resistance over here if I'm trading right in here or whatever. But all that's important. So just there's nothing set in stone where you keep your chart. Just make sure you know, and you got your lines up here where your next area is. And once you get through that one and this is holding, then you want to have it up there where your next one is, and just keep moving along. And but always be aware of your support and resistance, because it's very, very critical to successful trading. And I got an email from a guy today. He asked me, hey, if you get a second entry long but it's close to former resistance, would you take the trade? I don't know where he was at in his trading, but I'm assuming maybe right in here somewhere. I just don't know. It's not real clear what he was talking about, but I'm assuming here's a second entry long right here, but it's right here at the resistance. Would I take that? No. If there's room to scalp out, I might. But I don't feel like there was. Look at the overlapping bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, and look where it went, nowhere, and it turned and backed right up again. Now going long right here is a different story, because here's your trend line, and it bounced right off of it twice. So I would have gone long here and here. I did go long there, matter of fact. So that's totally different, because it's at a key resistance area, or a key entry point, which is a key resistance area, and then also you got plenty of room to scalp out before you get back up here. So that's the kind of thing you got to be looking for. And really your resistance is probably up here, but I like to use the closes because that keeps it safe and it gives me a little room for error and so forth. So for that reason, I use the closes most of the time to draw my lines. And when would I be thinking about going long up here? Right in here, when you start to see the former resistance is acting as support. Once that happens, then it's almost time to go long. And the reason this is a good one, because look where it's coming, right off the key resistance area of the trend line. And notice this too, one leg back, push up, second leg back. So on a bigger picture, that's a second entry long coming off the trend line. Great entry right there. And I don't know where my EMA is at today. For some reason my EMA is not on here. Let's put it back on here. This is going to take up a little bit of our time. I always use a 21 bar. Apply, and there's my EMA, and of course it's the wrong color. Don't like that. Let's see if we can change this color. Come on, somewhere in here. Orange. I don't like orange. I like mine to be blue. You might like orange. No, there's nothing magical about the color other than it's just what you like to see. I'm used to looking at blue, so I'm changing it back to blue. All right, that looks a little better there. Like to have that 21 bar ME, and I don't know why it's there. And I have moved to the September contract today. Usually I wait a day or two after this. Most people switch. Depends on the volume. If there's no volume in the other one, then I move over. But I switched to this contract today and traded it. Somebody asked me about that, so yeah, you probably want to switch over to the September contract now. Let's talk about the trades. I'm trying to remember if there was any other emails that somebody asked me about. I marked this one. I came in a little early today because I left a little earlier than normal. I left at lunchtime today, and I'm just now getting a chance to come back and do the chart lesson, so that's why you're probably thinking I'm not doing one today, but you'll see it. It's just going to be a little later. But I took this trade right here. It's a nice reversal bar right off the resistance. Easy move back down, so since I took it, I marked it. It's before the regular open, so if you didn't take it or weren't trading, no big deal. And then here's your next entry down here off of the support area. And let me just show you this. You could have entered here, but this was not a good entry because by that time there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 overlapping bars. At least a couple of them are dojis. So when it came back and tested it again, look what we got. We got a second entry short after 2 legs back to the EMA basically that failed and reversed. So that's a trap right there. Plus you're coming off the support area. So it's always a good place to be looking for an entry. So if you entered right there, you were in good shape because you were long from the low of the day basically. And any runners were safe, and you could have gotten every bit of this nice trend all the way up today. So this is a great entry because it's a failed second entry short that reversed and turned into a short trap. No reason to be thinking short here, definitely. Going long was iffy until you got a trap, and we did get that, so this is a great place to enter. There was actually an entry here, but again, by the time it set up, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlapping bars. It's not at a key entry point. Your trend line's more likely down here off these first 2 bars, and it wasn't clear yet if we were just in a trading range or whatever. This is in the middle of a trading range, so there was a good chance we may go higher, but this just wasn't worth the effort, and you can see it struggled and pulled back. But now here, this is different, because first we've got all those lows across there. You got a failed break lower. You tested it twice. You got 2 touches of this trend line. You still got room to scalp out before you get up here. And this is just a breakout pullback long. This is a 2-legged pullback to the EMA, the trend line, whatever. And then there's actually another couple of legs back right there as well. But you got this little second entry short that failed and trapped and turned higher. Going long right there was a great entry. If not, you probably could have even gone long right there. This was the better entry. And again, it's off to the races. Any runners were safe again. So if you miss this one, you got a second opportunity right here. Runners could have gone all day. Now, going long anywhere above right here is questionable because now you're very close to here, and there's still a lot of overlapping bars here. So if this was where the gentleman was talking about, no, I wouldn't enter here. And you see what happened. It failed and pulled back. Even though you may not have gotten stopped out, it's just not a good place to enter because we don't know we're going to get above here. When you want to enter above here is once you're acting as support and you know that it's holding. And even right here, this is not a good setup because you need to wait on a second entry, which didn't come till here. And look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 overlapping bars, and you got to enter above a doji on top of that, that's not a good pace to enter yet, because this is still questionable if we're going higher yet. But when we pulled back a second time, this is where you're looking. Here's your trend line once again, and you enter above that bar and it's off to the races, and you got another runner going. Every entry off this trend line was good today, and you got a runner too. So it's really a great setup. Those are really great setups. Now you're probably going to look at this bar, and I'll probably get some questions, so I'm going to go ahead and explain this today. Let me back out where you can see this. Why is entering here and all this overlap better than entering over here in this one? Well, let me show you the difference. Yes, you got a bunch of overlapping bars here, but you got a strong trend. You got everything holding above the EMA. The one that does make this a little scary is the fact that we just had an overshoot here, and there's a lot of overlapping bars, but there was a short trap here. Remember what I talked about? This is a repeat pattern of this right down here. It almost looks the same. Look at it. Look what happened. Prices went up. They pulled back. They went up again and shot down again. That's a second entry short that trapped people. And so going long above that was okay if you saw it. It's not a great setup, but it fits the bill because you got this trap. And so you didn't get anything more than a scalp because it quickly pulled back, and that's what you expect when you when you break out of a congestion. It's going to pull back. But now here's another one. We've gotten higher. We've pulled back. We went up again. This is a second entry long here and now you've got a double bottom across here, and it's a breakout pullback long out of that congestion. So this is a second entry long. So once again, it meets our criteria that it's okay to enter, and you got a bullish bar, and it was another easy scalp. Probably didn't get a runner out of that one, but it's another easy scalp. And you got the same thing again right here. It's too late in the day to be entering, but it's the same pattern all over again. We tried to go short twice and failed at the EMA, and then it shot up, and look what it did. It ran right into the close. So you got to be able to distinguish where you're entering, and you also need to be looking for traps. And once you get a trap in the wrong direction, then they got everybody trapped. You know they're going to run it enough to get a scalp out of it in the other direction, especially if it's with the trend. So there was no reason to be looking for any shorts today other than this one early. And you might have tried to short one of these right here, but they were risky because we'd been trending up since they opened basically. So hopefully that all makes sense, and hopefully you understand this is where you're looking for your best entries here. And you could even try to short off these touches of the highs, but you see what happens sometimes. You try to short and you're shorting against the trend, and it runs for another leg or maybe even another one. So that's the reason you don't want to be going short in an uptrend, because you just get trapped. Any of these shorts, you were lucky if you got anything more than a scalp out of them, and you probably lost money. But look what happened if you waited to the key entry points on these trend lines. And normally your trend is just another flat one up here that's just like it. But look what today it was just a little bit different. It just was basically kind of a megaphone shape, and really we just kept going higher. It held until right at the close, and the fact that all these people bought at the close is kind of odd. So maybe we're going to open up and continue higher Monday or something. So we'll see. But hopefully all that makes sense. I'm going to wrap it up. It's late Friday, and the only reason I came back in and did this is because we didn't have one yesterday, and I apologize for missing one yesterday. But until I get through with this house closing, and hopefully that will be Monday, knock on wood, it's been pretty hectic for me, and every time I think I'm done with it, they come up with some other little thing I got to go do and holds it up and delays it another day. But they promised me we're good now, we're going to do it Monday, so hopefully that'll be the end of that, because I'm going to Brazil, house or no house, and they can close without me or wait till I get back. So but this is Mac. I'm going to wrap it up. Hopefully I answered all the questions that were out there. Actually, one more quick thing before I wrap this up. I keep getting a lot of questions about the algorithm, and I promise you if we decide to do anything with it, I will let everybody know. But at this point, I doubt anything's going to be forthcoming soon. We're going back and forth. The algorithm's not mine alone. I've got a partner with that. One of my partners here in the trading office, and he doesn't want to he's totally against releasing it. I'm got mixed emotions about it. I don't want to release anything that's not top quality. And while it is working very good, and I do believe that it could make you money, I'm just a little hesitant to put it out there because it can change. It could work great for now, and as soon as I release it, it stops working. And I'm really a believer in people learning to read a chart, because once you learn to read a chart, you've got a skill that will last you a lifetime. That will never stop working, and you've got that skill, and you can use it, and you can support your family with it, and you can make a living with it. But an algorithm could work great for a day, a week, a month, a year, 10 years, but at some point it may quit working because it's not learning to read the chart. And so for that reason, I've got real mixed emotions about what we're going to do with this thing. I wish I'd have never put it out there, because I know people get excited about it, and I know it could maybe help some people at the same time. So that's why I got real mixed emotions. But I will let everybody know when we do decide to do something with it. This group will get first dibs at it before I do anything with it. In fact, I may let people test it for free for a while, just to show good faith that to see how it works. So, but we'll see. We're not ready to put it out there yet, but when we do, I'll let you know. I'm going to wrap it up. Hope everybody had a great trading week. Hope you have a great weekend. Let's get in a couple of good days next week, and then I'm going to be out of here for a couple of weeks, and you're going to be on your own. But we'll get back to it right away when I get back from Brazil. So good trades to everybody. Good weekend, and we'll see you next week. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com.